The following episode was recorded live at a Kink festival. Imagine wandering through a crowded Kink event and catching the faint sound of someone baring their soul just beyond a velvet curtain. That's what this episode invites you into. This is the Erotic Realm Confessional, the world's first live anonymous Kink confessional booth, set up inside a real Kink festival. Over one unforgettable day, strangers stepped inside, unseen, and whispered their rawest truths into a microphone. You'll hear them exactly as they were recorded, unfiltered, anonymous, and surrounded by the soft hum of Kink in motion. You'll hear music, you'll hear conversations, you'll hear people having a kinky time in the background, but mostly, you'll hear what it's like to confess your desires with no one watching and everyone listening. If you don't usually wear headphones, you might want to for this one. It's like leaning in to overhear something you were never meant to hear. The Erotic Realm Confessional is proudly sponsored by Adult Bliss, Adelaide's ultimate destination for kink and sexual wellness. Just a 10-minute drive from the CBD, Adult Bliss has proudly supported the kink scene for years, offering the best selection of gear, including unique, locally made treasures you won't find anywhere else. Whether you're exploring new fantasies or looking to deepen your sexual wellness journey, they've got you covered. Visit adultbliss.au and use the code EroticRealm25 for a cheeky discount of 15% off and a free gift. And I personally like to thank Adult Bliss for being such an amazing sponsor and helping the Erotic Realm Confessional come to life.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
And now, back to the show. Welcome to the Erotic Realm Confessional, where you confess your desires. Enjoy. Okay, so welcome back to the Erotic Realm Confessional. Who do we have here now?
My name is Kelly.
And I'm Jazz.
Okay, and who are you? Are you partners, friends?
No, we're partners.
And can you describe the situation right now, how you're sitting?
So Jasmine is sitting on my lap
Yes.
as we are in the confession booth.
Amazing. So how long have you been together?
We've been together for probably around 6 months total. But there was there was a break, and it's been about 3 months or 4 and 3 months like together combined.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's relatively new. That's fun. And do you have a kinky relationship?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about the dynamic between the two of you?
Yeah. You want to go first?
Well, we have very different kinks. We try to match them up together.
Yeah.
You're very submissive.
Yeah.
I'm very much a switch. There are a few kinks that we both like. Like I like something and she doesn't like the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's we just sort of try to cater to each other to make it work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd love to hear from both of you. What is your biggest kink at the moment?
You go first.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Well, being the month that it is, like it would definitely have to be Locktober at the moment, which is something that has been an interest for years, and I've done it a few times now. And you?
I think my biggest kink is definitely like heavy impact.
Yeah.
But that's definitely my favorite kink. Yeah.
What do you like about heavy impact?
I think it's just a sensory thing. And it's sort of like, depending on how hard it goes, it sort of resets your brain at the same time.
But yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is this giving, receiving, or both?
Both. definitely both.
And do you like to give the same as you receive, or is there a difference there?
I think there's definitely a difference there. I think receiving, I'm definitely more bratty. But giving, I feel like, how would you describe?
I would definitely say bratty.
Yeah, that's
for,
for giving.
Yeah. Comforting. Because you make sure that you don't go beyond the limit that I would be able to handle.
Yeah.
And if you think you have, you're always like, checking in and making sure.
So have you been to Oz Kink Fest before?
No, never.
No.
So what brought you here today?
I think I personally just wanted to see what more there was, to see like if there was more than just going to like a sexy land store, to find things which were a bit more interesting and to explore new areas.
I think my one was mainly like the some of the stores where people like handcrafts, like the harnesses and like the corsets and all that. I really wanted to see what people have made and not just mass produced stuff.
Yeah.
And have you been here for long? Have you been surprised by anything that you've seen? Are you still exploring? What's the vibe?
Been here for about an hour and a half now, I think. Yeah. And the vibe is like, there's so much more to actually to see, and there's so many local artists. So you don't always have to like fork out to big consumerism, which is definitely a lot better.
Yeah.
And I think that there has been quite a lot here, which has just been really interesting to sort of look at.
I don't think we're being surprised. I think we're just, it's definitely the sort of thing where we stop and like, oh, this is amazing, let's go look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything that's inspired some exploration between you two, like a new kink perhaps, or something else that you would like to explore together?
You go first.
I don't know, was there something that I pointed out?
The only thing you pointed out was the maid outfit.
Yeah. But I don't think there's anything that has screamed something that I wanted to sort of look at or explore. There was hang on, I've got one of the little flies in here. Was there anything for you?
I don't think there's really like anything that's inspired me. I think I already know everything I want to explore.
It was Hidden House. It's something which I would definitely like to look into. Yeah.
Yes, I've actually had the mum of Eden House on the podcast before and been to the space. It's amazing.
Awesome.
The intentionality behind it is incredible. So, yeah, I'd love to hear about the experience if you go. Perhaps we can be on the podcast together and talk about it. That would be really fun.
I'd be more than open to that.
Yeah.
So one question that I've been asking people is about a peak erotic experience that they've had. Is there an experience that the two of you have had together that you would be happy to share that really stands out? One where maybe you explored boundaries or felt closer together afterwards or discovered something new?
You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I just have a story, but anything for you?
I think for me was the first time like you actually were dominant and comfortable being dominant.
Yeah.
I think like, because I know you're not really comfortable with that. But when you like the first time you did that, I was like, oh, hi, who's this?
I think for me it was opening up a bit more about like fetishes and kinks and things, and especially like starting to explore like the e-stim of things together.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Where most recently using a new toy. It was a lot more powerful than the previous one. And the only way it could be described was that I looked like a deer in headlights.
It looked like you were trying to ascend to heaven.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a bad thing.
No. It's definitely something that I think I still need to build up to though, because it was a lot.
To be fair though, that toy starts off at the max setting and you have to go all the way down to the lowest.
Yeah.
So is that your favourite toy at the moment, or is there something else that you enjoy more?
eStim's definitely my favourite. Anything yours?
I think eStim's definitely my favourite as well. I think that's one thing we're both like, we love.
Okay, I don't think I've had someone on the podcast talk about this yet. So can you explain a little bit about what it is?
Yeah. eStim is electronic stimulation. You've got toys which will give off small electric. It sort of feels like, at first it would feel like static, but because the electricity is making your muscles sort of tense, and it adds this like rhythmic sort of like clenching, which is what I find really fun about it. What about you? Is there any way to describe it? You would say the same?
I would say the same. Yeah. Not so elegantly, but
yeah. And then there's obviously like, wands, paddles and things as well. But yeah, just on the electronic side of things, it's shocking fun.
Sorry,
That's okay.
Did you think that you would like eStim when you first heard of the idea or saw it? Were you surprised by how much you enjoyed it?
I was definitely surprised. I bought an item on clearance and didn't realize what I had purchased until I turned it on. And then that sort of set the wheels in motion of just like, no, wait, I really like this.
Yeah.
Have you had any other kinks where you had that same experience where you were like, oh, not even on your radar, and then a chance experience made you realize, yes, this is something I'm definitely into?
Anything for you? I do have one.
I have one as well. Mine's definitely a bit of like a blood king.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, it would probably be like hypnosis.
Oh, yeah.
So you mentioned blood, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I haven't had someone explore blood much on the podcast as well. For some people, that might be shocking to hear.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear from you. What is it about blood that you enjoy?
Yeah, it's definitely like I would say it's something more like the extreme side of kink. It's not like, what people would think. It might be like little tiny bits of blood. Maybe like during heavy impact, you might like cut your mouth or something like that. But I think for me, because it's a bit of like a masochist type thing, I enjoy that. It's sort of I think the best way to put it is like it's a marking of the pleasure I'm having at the moment. And it's sort of just like that in that line of thought process where it's like this is a sign of the the pleasure that is happening at the moment. Yeah.
Beautiful. And what is it about hypnosis that surprised you and that you enjoy?
It's something which has always sort of like been an interest of mine. Just watching like old school magicians and things. But when I found more of the erotic hypnosis, that's where I realized the trance sort of subspace that it creates for me is where I like to be, and I find a lot of pleasure in sort of exploring that.
So when you say you're into hypnosis, do you mean someone doing hypnosis on you, or
yeah,
you
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. So do you have meditation background as well, or is that your first time exploring that kind of mind fuckery?
I had done a bit of meditation in the past to sort of like try and help deal with anxiety and other like normal mental health issues. Yeah. Where I sort of found that it did find a bit of relief. And that's where, because of the meditation, when I would go into an erotic hypnosis, I already knew how to get myself into that meditative state where I could feel like a bit more in trance.
Okay, and a question for you both. Is there something that you wish people out there understood more about your particular kinks or your sexuality or who you are in your erotic world? Something that you would like to tell people that perhaps they quite often misunderstand?
Do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
I don't think I really have like something about like me personally, but I generally tell people like explore your kinks. Big thing of like you can't find yourself while you live in a box. So you might do like something simple, just like a bit of rope in bed and all that, and you don't like it. Well, you've learned something about yourself. You don't like rope. So it's not. People think a lot of the time kink is just sex and all that, but it's also self-exploration. So yeah, get it. Like if you're thinking about kink, get into it. Ease yourself into it. And be like, if I don't like this, like that's cool. I learned something about myself. Oh, I like this. I've learned something about myself as well. And you get like a deep understanding of like who you are as a person through having a bit of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I think that's along the lines of what I was going to say as well. Is explore yourself, learn who you are. Learning about yourself is fun, and staying in the norm is boring.
I thoroughly agree. So I think we're done. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you for being part of the Erotic Realm Confessional. Was there anything else you wanted to add before we go?
No. Get out there, have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, explore yourself.
Amazing. Well, thank you both for being on the Erotic Realm Confessional.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
The holidays are here, and that means it's the most wonderful time of the year to save with Rakuten. Use Rakuten to stack cash back at your favorite stores on top of holiday sales. That's savings on savings. With Rakuten, you get cash back on gifts for everyone on your list. From toys for the kids, to kitchen gear for the person who loves to cook, to electronics for everyone. You can even save on something for yourself. Just shop the stores you love and cash back is automatically added to your account. And you can get paid with gift cards, PayPal, or check. Or eligible American Express card members can even choose to earn membership rewards points instead of cash back. It's truly a no-brainer. Join for free today and get a new member bonus after minimum qualifying purchases. Just go to Rakuten.com, download the app, or install the browser extension. That's RAKUTEN. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, welcome back to the Erotic Realm Confessional. I have someone else here who would like to confess. Who do I have?
Hi, my name's Michael.
Hi, Michael. So can you tell us a bit more about who you are in a kinky sense and why you're here at Oz Kink Fest today?
So, for starters, I'd say that I identify as a switch, predominantly soft dom, but I'm also a builder of dungeon furniture.
Amazing. So when did you start building dungeon furniture and why did you decide to do that?
It's actually quite a recent endeavour. It's been a couple of years now, but last year it was more of a hobby, and then this year I've started to take it a bit more seriously. I'm a carpenter by trade, so I've been doing residential carpentry for about 13 years and just started to get bored, and this just seemed like a fun way to keep utilising my skills, but in a creative way. And, I saw a bit of a niche in the market that wasn't really occupied, so thought I'd, throw my hat in the ring.
Amazing. So can you tell us more about your business, its name, and the type of dungeon furniture that you create?
So the name is Broken Tree, and it's all built from foraged or reclaimed hardwood timbers. So I make spreader bars out of dead tree branches, which I forage along the Yarra River in Warrandyte. And then I also build bigger structures like St. Andrew's crosses and pillories, horses, things like that, from timber that I find from work, from demolishing old houses, and then also some specialty pieces that I find from recycled timber yards, old telegraph poles and bridges that have been brought down and have really beautiful old weathered timber.
So what's your creative process like? Do you see these pieces out and about and you instantly know what you're going to do with it, or is it more something that comes over time after you've reclaimed the piece? What happens in your mind?
A bit of both. When I'm foraging, it's specifically for spreader bars, and then it's just about finding the right piece. It's got to be a certain thickness, a certain strength. It can't be too aged, but it can't be too new either. There's definitely a sweet spot for sanding it back and having it quite strong and also not susceptible to movement once it's been worked on. Often with the special recycled timber yard pieces that I find, I just see something that looks really beautiful and we'll get it home and start to sort of sand it back and just work on it a bit until something pops into my head and I'm like, this would be perfect for this project. A lot of the timber I find when I'm at work on building sites and stuff, I just collect. I've just got big stacks of it at home, and when I come up with an idea for a project, then I'll sort of rummage through the pile and find the right pieces for it.
It sounds like fun. So what's your favourite piece of furniture that you've created so far?
It's definitely my most recent piece, which is a suspension rig, and it was an old cross beam from a telegraph pole, so it's probably 50 to 100 years old, and it's made out of ironbark, so it's really heavy, really durable, and it just has beautiful weathered lines through it, and I've accented it with really old rusted steel pieces from train lines and stuff like that. And the steel used back then was just so much more durable. So even though it's rusted, it's still very sturdy and strong. And it just looks like an antique. I love it. I'm really proud of that piece.
Sounds really beautiful. So I've been asking people today about a peak erotic experience that they've had that they would be happy to share about. Do you have a peak erotic experience that you've had with a piece of furniture that you've created yourself that you would be happy to share?
Let me think about that one. Not so much with my furniture. When it comes to my furniture, a lot of it's been used for fun and games, just with people inside my friendship circle or with my partner. I had my 40th birthday earlier this year and decided to bring the cross and a bunch of spanking apparatus, and it just got used all through the night, and it was really a joy to watch friends enjoying it in a silly way, but also some of them were enjoying it in a really erotic way, and it just had everyone's head turning and watching a full-on performance, and that was really beautiful to see.
And how long does it take you to make one of these pieces?
Anywhere from, depending on the piece, it could take an hour or two to some pieces will take pretty close to a week. Just depends on how complicated it is, how big it is, and, how much detail is involved. Like the suspension rig that I talked about earlier, that took me an entire week. But also, that was the first one that I'd made, so there was a bit of sort of trial and error and trying to figure out how to do things the right way. So, yeah.
And do you have a fantasy piece of furniture in mind, something that you would like to build in the future?
I think the next pieces I'd like to build probably some mobile stocks, stuff that can be worn, and pillories, but not on a stand. At the moment I have a pillory on a stand, but I'd like to create some that are mobile that can be used while sitting or standing or lying down in bed, that sort of thing. I really resonate with restraint devices, and that's, for me it's a little bit of a fantasy as well, because I'm not often in the subspace, but when I am it's really thrilling, and restraints is a big part of that.
And with the furniture that you make, is everything made out of wood, or are you using other materials as well?
It's all wood except for the fixings and anchor points. That's my main selling point, because I love wood as a material. I just think it's such a beautiful aesthetic to touch and also to look at. So I really want to make that the highlight of the piece.
Wonderful. So if people want to find out more about your furniture and have a look at buying some, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and FetLife, both under the same name, which is broken_tree.
Wonderful. Well, I'd like to thank you for being part of the Erotic Realm Confessional today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So welcome back to the Erotic Realm Confessional. I have someone else here who's ready to confess. Who do we have?
Hi, my name's Leah.
Okay, and if you could describe a little bit about your sexuality and your kinks for us, that would be great.
I think a lot of my sexuality is based around power and control. I love being able to take control of being powerless. I like having the ability to choose to give up power and then have it so completely taken away that I'm controlled and owned.
So does that mean that you're more of a submissive?
Yes, I'm very much a submissive. I tried to see if I was a switch, but it became very clear that that was not for me.
Okay, was that one particular experience where that happened?
Yeah, I decided to try online doming because both of my partners do that. And I just realized that I wasn't good at being in control. I liked having it taken, not trying to take it.
So what was that process like? Were you trying to dominate someone and you realized you just wanted them to dominate you instead, and you were like, this isn't for me, I'm a sub?
Yeah, I realized that I felt no joy in being in control. Instead, I just felt guilt.
Okay. And is this your first Oz Kink Fest?
This is my first Oz Kink Fest, but it's not my first time at these style events.
Okay, so what brought you along to Oz Kink Fest today?
I have both my partners and several friends wanted to come, so we all decided to come as a big group because we love coming to these types of events.
Amazing. So do you have a particular kink that you're really exploring at the moment that's at the forefront of your mind?
At the moment, we're currently playing with using hot sauce on areas like the clitoris to combine that pain and pleasure, as well as using more forms of bondage that involve more than just tying wrists or ankles, but hog tying and complete inability to move.
Okay, I haven't heard the hot sauce idea before. How did that come about?
I think that's always been a kink for me since I was quite a teenager, just beginning to learn about sex and kink from fan fiction. And it's something that I tried once on my own while masturbating and realized just got me off in a way nothing else did.
And is that because it mixes the pain with pleasure in a way that you enjoy, the stinging sensation?
Yeah, and I think the other thing about it is I can't control it. Once the hot sauce is on, it's on and you can't necessarily stop it the same way you can stop a flogger.
Ah, okay, interesting. So what is it about control, do you think? Why is it something that's so big for you? Do you think you were born kinky and you've always been this way, or do you think it's something you grew into?
I think I was always kinky. I remember even from a young age looking back, and even almost of my early sexual thoughts all revolved around me being submissive. But I also think I work a job where I have to be in a lot of control and make a lot of decisions. And in my personal life, I'm always in control of so many things. And there's something very beautiful about trusting someone enough to give up all of that completely. Because normally I'm defined by the fact that I am in control of everything.
Beautifully said. So for you personally, how do you determine if someone is safe to give up that control to?
I think I have to give them my heart first for that level of power play in exchange. So I've only ever given it to people who I already have given my heart to.
So for you, romance and kink come together?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's fun to play casually, but there's a deeper connection when you've got a dominant partner.
So how long have you been with your current partner? Do you just have one dominant partner at the moment? Hang on, sorry, 1 second. Testing. Testing. Yep, that's better. That's okay. No worries at all. It happens. So, do you remember what you were talking about?
Partners.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I have two partners, one whom I've been with for 6 years and one who've only been with for 12 months. It's a more recent polyamorous relationship when previously it was just open.
Okay, so can you share more about the poly dynamic? How do you work out the DNS between the three of you? Do you have a primary partner, a secondary partner? I'm sure people are curious to understand how that works for you.
I have two equal partners. I tend to, at the moment, live with only one at a time and switch between houses midweek. But we often do things together as well. But often it's one partner who tends to be far more active as a dominant in my life at the moment, my more recent partner. But a lot of communication and being very open about your feelings and being very comfortably vulnerable with each other is probably what's most important about it.
And what was the process like that you went through from only having one dominant to having two? Did you decide that that was something you wanted, or did it naturally happen?
It sort of naturally happened. I had met someone at an event at New Year's and realized that, oh, actually, this is someone I might enjoy being a friend with or a play partner with. I'd gone home with them that night, and then we began to realize that we bonded a bit more than just play partners, and I began to fall in love, at which point we kind of began to discuss maybe we should open up to polyamory instead of just open relationships. And yeah, we agreed that polyamory was the right decision for us. So we just talked about it.
Beautiful. So what's something that you wish more people understood about a relation setup like what you have?
No one's cheating, and it's not like cheating. We all are very aware and talk about and are open about our feelings around everything that's happening, what we're all doing. And we're all very equal people, and we're all like adults who went into this because we want to. It's not a case of not being able to make up our minds or wanting to get away with something. It's genuine love, the same way you can love more than one friend.
Amazing. Okay, so I'm really curious to hear from you. What's a peak erotic experience that you've had?
I think a peak experience I had was my most recent time at When on Wellington. I went during the swingers night a few months ago by myself instead of with someone. And I ended up meeting with a group of people and spending a fair amount of time in the group playroom. And I just remember having such this fabulous time being able to feel free to just fuck and enjoy it, feeling like no one knows who I am, but no one cares, and it doesn't matter. We're all just almost free to be a bit feral in that wonderfully human way that we often can't be.
Sounds pretty primal and like a lot of fun was had. So we are in the Erotic Realm Confessional. I'm curious to hear from you. What's a kinky confession that you would like to share?
I really want to engage in some very hardcore CNC play, including things like kidnapping with simulated weapons. But it's obviously something that you have to be so careful with to make sure it's done safely. And it's something I'm really hoping desperately to be able to do someday.
Well, I'd like to thank you for being part of the Erotic Realm Confessional today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Erotic Realm Confessional live from Oz Kink Fest. If you want to support future episodes of the Erotic Realm Confessional and help keep this project alive, become a paid subscriber over on my Psychology of Desire Substack, psychologyofdesire.substack.com. I'll put a link in the episode comments as well. This support will fund the gear, the travel, the editing, and the magic of the Erotic Realm Confessional. And if you'd like to bring the Erotic Realm Confessional to a festival in your city or your dungeon, your play party, or kinky gathering, simply reach out. I'd love to make it happen. You can grab me at emma@psychologyofdesire.com. Until next time, stay curious, stay embodied, and keep exploring. Also, as always, stay perverted.